Welcome to the Photographer's Mindset course. This is all about all the self improvement thing you've been seeing so far from my content and all the type of stuff. So let's just go through it, shall we? Alrighty. So who am I? My name is Michael Hessian, and I've been doing photography for about 4 to 5 years. And I do educational photography tips for people who want to learn about photography and also a little bit of self improvement because I tend to mix that around a lot. Which are the two topics I'd like to talk about because I'm a guy who likes to touch between self improvement and also improve themselves, and then also as a photographer as well, because I think photography is probably the best thing that I've ever done in my years, as I didn't really know what really to do. And then throughout school and stuff, I was always good at it, but then I was pretty much like a beginner overall, but I was like very exceptional throughout my years. And then this is gonna be like a little story based baseline on this, and yeah, and throughout that I left school and then went into TAFE, and I was like the age of 16. I was quite young to be in a TAFE class, especially. And there was like these old people as well. There was people throughout the Navy and stuff, and like my photos were absolute not very good either. They weren't very good. And so yeah, so throughout the years, I had about a year or so where I didn't really do much photography. I did do it a little bit, but it wasn't really that great as my mind and me weren't very good. So I had to take a step back from that and just improve my health and stuff like that. So then that brought me back into photography and all the type of stuff. And then throughout those years, and yeah, here we are, and I'm doing this, and yeah, and then so the reason why I started doing social media as well was that it was calling me, and I was the type of person or photographer who wouldn't do a lot of things. So that's why this course is here, because my mindset at the beginning of this, as I told you, wasn't very that good in terms for like photography or social media in the beginning, and I've learned a lot through by learning from others, especially throughout the content creation and all that type of stuff, which has led me here today, which is great. And so far, I'm doing very exceptionally well. I've actually done like a year on YouTube, which is really good. Wouldn't really think I'd be a year on YouTube, which is great. I love that achievement. To be honest, I think that's a great achievement for me, and hopefully for you guys as well. For any of you that are new, please like it and subscribe on the channel as well, and also follow the Instagram and all that type of such. And that's supposed to be a video, but I don't know what the fuck Canva did to it, but that's okay. All right. So what's the course about? This course is about will make you think differently about your photography, but with the mindset of a photographer with big goals and expectations. It does take time to do this and also create at the exact same time, especially with the mind. If you have got a mindset of the comparing yourself towards others, especially. And as you're creating the mindset you want to do, it comes with the daily habits that you do every day. So the little things that you do every day, such as, let's say, for example, you're just starting a business of photography, you're going to be doing little, like, let's say, 10 emails a day for like an hour or so to like 10 different coffee shops around your area, if you've got that many coffee shops around your area and such. And then once you've learned that, you've learned to do a little bit of emailing, and you've learned about what's the importance of email and all that type of stuff. And then you've got the daily habits of doing your mental health, which is like gratitude, your journal, and then going to the gym, all the type of stuff. It contributes to you and your mind. But then if you're just lazy and you just sleep in until 12 o'clock in the fucking afternoon, which I don't want to do. I used to do that a lot when I was a big fat fuck, but that's all right. Yeah. No, it was daily habits will do you very good every day, and daily action, even if you don't want to do it, which is basically me for the past couple like weeks or so. I've been quite bored in terms of emails, but I just said myself, I just have to do this because it's just what I need to do for myself. And so I try to get that done after the gym and such. So I try and get at least like 15 emails to 20 if I can. But I am working with a person who has been helping me with these emails and stuff, and what's the importance, who to contact, all type of stuff. If you do want to check him out, his name is Chris Pieta. He's a very excellent business business with photography, videography, any type of creative business and all that such. Anyways, that's enough of like that. And so you might be thinking, why did you make this course? The reason why I made this course was the fact that I was probably in the exact same position as you are right now if you are watching this. And so with this, I don't want anyone to go through what I did in terms for comparing myself, self-doubting, and just absolutely being negative towards himself, which I still am a little bit to this day. But the thing is, the mindset with photographers these days, they've been comparing themselves for years and years and years, even if before social media, depending on their work or stuff like that. And then they just like think my work is not very good and such. It's like your work is probably better than mine, if I'm gonna be honest. And like anyone else's can literally take a camera and yeah, sure, point and shoot. But the thing is, you gotta like think of the reasons of why you want to do a specific type of photography. Like, for example, for me, I like street photography in black and white because it just looks like the most classical thing I ever seen. And you've got like photos that are famous for black and white photography and stuff, like such as like the Mike Tyson fight where he's, was Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali? I can't really remember because I wasn't there. But like that photo in black and white is probably the greatest thing I've seen. And you've got like very historical ones as well. Like this, if you type up historical black and white images, there'll be a fuck ton of them in there. And then you go for colored ones. There's I can't really remember because every single photographer does like to use color these days. But hey, that's okay, and that's completely up to you of what your style is. So that's completely up to you. That's pretty much just what I said, basically. Yeah, and also it took me a long time to get rid of most of the things I struggle with. With like photographers and such today, which is pretty much what I said. So there's an image of me when I was doing the self-portrait. I was actually supposed to do a video on this self-portrait stuff, which I will do. It's in there somewhere, so please check that out whenever I tend to do that. Anyways, let's go to the next one if it does. The one thing, I talk about this. Comparing themselves towards others was what you need is when really they need to stop doing that. They need to focus on their work and their passion. Completely focus on what they need to provide to people, what their offer is to the brand they like. So, for example, if you can do like do a Sony thing, you want to offer them and like provide them with what the event is and all that type of stuff and what you do and all that type of stuff. And then you've got for me, I'm trying to take photos for breweries, wineries, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to be providing, photos of, beverages, all that type of stuff, food, even if I can do that, which I can. And also like photographers need to transform their mind by leveling up their mind and their work. They need to just keep on leveling up and just constantly having a mindset of growth. So I think that's probably the best thing you have to do if you want to, be, great at something. Because you want to be great at something, you just got to keep on leveling up and just thinking ahead. And sometimes, yes, you have days where you procrastinate, which is completely fine. Until you just go, no, I want to stop watching others on the sideline and be the photographer that you actually want to be. And so, yeah, because that was me. I was just watching others doing my dream, and yes, I still practically am, but I'm actually trying to do what I want to do. I'm not going to watch someone else do what I want to do because that's just me, just wasting my eye and my time. My eye and my time? Just my time. I don't know why I said my eye. I think it's because I just got the image there. Anyways. And so the creative output, that is probably the biggest thing. So what is the creative output? This is what photographers need to do when it comes with the output they put into their work. Sorry, I'm really stuttering. Sometimes my work and my typing skills are not very good in me making sense. So if this doesn't make any sense, just read along. Anyways. It means the amount produced in that given time frame. For example, you got out and took photos in a time frame within 1 or 2 hours. Now you got home, and so with the creativity, you try to break down the time of your creativity are you creative in the morning or the afternoon? It's about the time frame and the output. So, for example, if you're like scripting a YouTube video or whatever, are you creative? Are you going to do that in the morning or are you going to do it in the afternoon when you're, out of your 9 to 5 or whatever? And so for me, I like to use social media or Medium. I like to use Medium a lot more because if I'm going to use social media, I'm probably going to get distracted a little bit more. But for medium, I like to follow Dan Coe and then other photographers in there as well. I can't really mention. I think there's another guy. Actually, I can't remember much of the people that. And then your Alex Mathis, he's really good in terms for self-improvement to create for ideas for photography, and that's where you can create this output where you can start. Or either YouTube, you can, if you want to do just YouTube videos, you can just search up photography and go to recently upload. Don't go for the most popular ones because those are probably about 5 to 6 years old, and it's probably going to be Peter McKinnon all over your feed because that guy is an absolute menace when it comes to creating content. And so that is the creative output, which I think is probably the most important thing in terms of people, especially with their output and especially with what they actually want to do. And so what's the next one? The motivation to edit photos. This is I'm gonna be guilty. I'm guilty on this one, which I practically just said. I'm guilty on this one, and I'm calling myself out with this one. I don't find the motivation to edit photos, but once I do, I just get into the flow of just achieve, just like going like, I need to just, I edit like 2 hours of editing 3 weeks ago for this photo walk, which was really nice. Like the black and white photos took me an hour, and then the colored photos took me like another hour. And so, but with this, I really like to. Did someone join? No one's joined, but okay. Anyways, I thought someone joined. My bad. But anyways, to find the motivation with this as well, is quite difficult because I've actually messaged a group that I'm in with photographers, I sent message them saying, what is like the worst thing that you have, the most guilty thing, or what? I forgot what I said anyways, but like, they said, one of them said the motivation to edit, and so I found this. So by asking a few photographers, I've created this. This is practically from every single thing that I've just done anyways. All right, let's just keep on going. Build presets is actually one thing you can do, and this is not even a new thing either. And there's an image of me holding presets, and then you've got the preset and such, which I've actually got a preset. If you do want to buy that, if you are lazy. If you're a lazy photographer, then buy my own presets. If not, you can create your own style and whatnot of your favorite photos, and then that can just match with your work and stuff, which can make it really easy. And you just buy a click, and then you can just adjust the amount and all that type of stuff, which makes photo editing just a bit more easier. And then you can adjust to whatever. But if you want to do like masking stuff, then that's up to you in terms of your style. More, you can add masking into your presets, but it depends if you're going to be shooting the exact same subject every single time. And there's another one, especially if you're working with clients in the business aspect, especially establish a time of when you want to edit photos. Establish a time when you have no distraction that can easily kill your focus, which is like your phone, your pets, for example. Yes, your pets can be a fucking, a distraction, especially if they are needy. Especially if they're needy, which, you got cats and dogs. Dogs are, I don't really have a dog. I've got 2 cats at home, which one of them is quite needy, and the other one is also really needy. The other one's just really annoying. But anyways, let's stop talking about cats. But with the free time you have, you can actually have the focus on building your photos into a masterpiece. Well, a masterpiece won't happen every time you edit photos because, sometimes you have 1,000 photos and there's like 50 of them, which is about just about right for photographers and such. Because I took 3,000 photos and only 150 were really good that I like personally, which are like from music when I was doing music photography for bands and stuff, which was actually quite fun. Not gonna lie, it was actually really fun. And so your creativity will expand the longer you edit photos and think about what you are creating, but don't spend a big amount of time editing photos. Of course, if you run a business, you want to hire people to edit photos for you so you can focus on something else with your own time. You can, you can either use AI, which is also a new thing, which I think there's probably going to be another thing with that as well, or you can hire someone else. Because either way, both is completely fine. It's just the other one takes less time than the other, and you have to pay someone, and then you have to do this and this, and you also have to like their editing as well, which is one thing is a concern. I know heaps of people who have editors, especially the guy Chris Peter as well. He's got an editor somewhere in his own thing, so he can focus on his business aspect. I'm talking about him a lot. And if there's one thing we all need to do right now is to allow ourselves permission to suck at things. yes, it's not really a great thing to allow yourself to suck at things, but at first, you have to. But this is one I've struggled with doing for myself the most. Yes, it is. It literally is. Because I tend to get angry at myself whenever I just be bad at things, and I just go fucking. I used to get very angry whenever I make a mistake. And hey, that's completely fine. We're all humans, so like the thing is, we just gotta allow ourselves to suck at things, and then we can just take a step back and go, what can I learn from this mistake, and what can I learn from this opportunity? There you go, not mistake, from this opportunity that I did, and then you can not do that again. And if you do that again, then you can just learn again and again, and then you can be a lot more better than what you were the first time you did this mistake. Oh, it's a Q&A. I don't think there's any questions, but if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments or whatever. And so yeah, is that about it? That is about it. So one thing I do want to say is if there is way too much writing, then comment that below, because I think there is way too much writing in this page, especially. And yeah, that'll be about it in terms for the photography mindset course. And so if you do want to have more of this in terms for more courses, more value, anything like that, which I practically did do this in the back of my head. I probably will cut this bit out, but yeah, hey, thank you so much for watching this as well. If you are live into this, if you aren't, then that's okay. Anyways, I hope you do have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.